What's up, guys? Reedy here. This is tonight's Friday night show. Of course, we have got the Premier League back. Thank God the Premier League is finally back. It's been a long wait. It's so long to wait for. I'm not the biggest fan of internationals unless it's the big cups, but never mind. Premier League is back, and you know who we've got next. And let's just get into the topics. We've got a few topics to talk about, so let's get into it.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Are you ready for the show? Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. We want your views, we want your comments, so join us live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So, guys, how are you all doing? This is the Friday night show, of course. We've got Man City tomorrow. Is everyone happy about it? Obviously, we've missed out on the last weekend because, obviously, international break, like I said, wasn't the best. Obviously, England playing, so some people will still be happy, but I wasn't at all. But let's get into Friday night show, of course. Man City, like I said. But let's get into it. So, firstly, injuries. Obviously, from what Brendan said, it looks pretty good. I thought Ricardo Pereira was going to be still injured. I thought he was out for at least 6 to 8 weeks. That is something that is a brilliant news for us now because apparently he's fully fit and ready to go again. Vestergaard and Evans is an iffy one, but they could start coming up on Saturday. But it's something that I probably won't risk yet. Maybe now everyone's back except from James Justin and Fofana. This could be a situation where we could play a back three now because it's more of a settled back line. But you never know. We can't really understand what's what, but we'll get a few comments in first. Kane, welcome. Hi, mate. Fee, welcome. Appreciate you coming in tonight. Jono, evening. Yes. Matthew, evening. What's up? Yes. Divan, welcome. Maz, welcome. We are not putting any comments on about this from yesterday. That's gone out the window today because I'm not going to be starting that again. Chester, welcome. Appreciate you coming in. I can't do the match tomorrow. So we're watch along. Yes, I think Elijah's doing the watch along plus Jono, and he's obviously in today. So hopefully we can get that going as well. But we'll get into it. So injuries, we'll bring Jono in first. Jono, how are we, mate?
Hot. It's very warm. But
yes,
apart from that, good.
Good. So, obviously, I don't know if you've heard about the injury front a bit more, but it's seeming quite good news for us coming into tomorrow's game. Obviously, we will talk about their side of the story with, all the FA kind of stuff, but our side of the story, fitness-wise, it's looking good for us.
Yeah, we're looking good. It's just, as you said, Fofana and Justin, that's out. Ricky, I don't think Ricky P will start because of a precaution of the injury, but I want to see Bertrand play. I want to see Evans play, and I want to see Sunji play if Bertrand's playing. Apart from that, it's good. We also got Castagna back, so we've got a much stronger lineup. We've had a good break, give Brendan some time to think more better tactics. Now all the players are back, so yeah, I'm actually excited for tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like before I heard all this FA stuff, I thought, you know what, it's going to be a lot harder game. And yes, there's only apparently going to be 2 people out for them, but then you see who's getting replaced in for them because obviously their second keeper is out probably for COVID-wise, and then obviously their third keeper is Scott Carson. So you think Vardy versus Scott Carson, you think you've got a good thingy there, but then again, Jesus for them doesn't really start up front much, so it's there all right thereabouts. But even just their goalkeeper for me is just giving us massive confidence to say, do you know what, we could get quite a few past these. But like I say, they have got still have got an amazing team, obviously De Bruyne and all that. But we will get a few other people in. So Mark will come in. How are you, Mark?
Good, guys. How are you?
Good. So Mark, what is your thoughts on tomorrow's kind of injury front? Obviously, we'll talk about there's only 2 people out for us now. Who would you maybe start, and who would you maybe take out the team with the injuries coming back? Really, and then mainly the defense.
I'm a little bit worried about Cags. I think everybody's a little bit concerned. I think it all depends on if we're going to go with a back three, whether it's going to be Johnny Evans or he's up to speed. I'm a little bit worried he's not had any pre-season, as he's, his match sharpness isn't going to be there. I think Bertrand, from what I saw of him at the QPR pre-season and at Wolves, looked sharp. And midfield wise, I think there's a certain person that needs to sit on the bench for a game and sort his head out. To be fair.
Favorite player?
It might just be. Yeah.
I agree. I don't think.
I'm not being nasty towards him.
No.
Because when he's on fire, he's on fire. There's no doubt about it. He's
not warranted that space.
I think
Kieran a chance.
Like I say, going on to that point, I think we're all kind of talking about the main man. It is Maddison. It's for me. Obviously, I've never been on his back. I've always kind of rated him in a fashion that when he's off the ball, he does a lot more movement that people don't see. But I think the last few games, at the start of the season, he's just not looked kind of interested, and he just doesn't look like he wants to move. And like I say, when we played against Norwich, when you saw Kieran Dewsbury-Hall come on, you could see the fans really wanting it, and you could see he really wanted to come on when he actually got replaced with Maddison. But I think, I'd give Dewsbury-Hall a chance this time, and I think it's huge pressure, but is it something he probably needs to be like, if you want that place, you've got to earn it.
It's a big stage, isn't it? And if you're good enough, you're old enough, and I think he could do a job. I really do. And some players thrive on having a lot of pressure on them, and I think Dewsbury-Hall seems the sort of player that's level-headed, confident, and capable. So, if you've got Maddison on the bench anyway,
it might be better when he comes on. Yeah,
he might be more of an impact.
Well, Phil said after the first game, it was so quiet. Like, I think Leicester's known as being a stadium that's so loud, but we're actually quite quiet for a first game of the season.
Wolves game,
Wolves game was really quiet, wasn't it?
We want players that are exciting. Like when if Kieran comes on, it can the guy go, I want to see him. I want it brings excitement. I reckon him and Tielemans Linker could be brilliant. He'll be so hungry, and plus it's at home. We've got the fans to back him up. If it was at Manchester City, maybe sort of a bit more experienced like Maddison, but since it's at home, we've got the crowd to cheer him up. We've got to get behind him. So I think.
Would you play Samir with Ndidi and push Tielemans forward?
I think that'd be quite too defensive. I think.
I'll say on that point, I just don't think. I think Sumer's a better player either starting on his own instead of Ndidi, or the other way around, and have Sumer come on the pitch to help out defend the game. I think with them two in, then you're putting Tielemans further up. You're losing that the kind of. I know Tielemans is creative, but you've not got the attacking creative player that could score as a goal, like just from being in that position, like say a Maddison or a Dewsbury-Hall would do. But don't get me wrong, I would rate to see Tielemans up in more of an attacking position, but I just think that we're losing out on a position where we could be having that sort of creative midfielder to the attackers come in. But what we're all going to do is ask Chris in quickly, because obviously the next topic is really an interesting one for him. We are going to talk about Berardi. Obviously, I know you're kind of a big fan of him. Not going to go too much on him, but we have heard a few rumours after the transfer window closed that we are looking into maybe getting him in January.
Yeah. I mean,
to be honest,
I was really surprised we didn't transfer him in this transfer window. I was really surprised by that. I know, obviously, we've got someone for the wing, but I still don't think he's as good as Berardi. So for the fact that we're still in contact with him, and Berardi has now openly said he's not going to be playing for that club for much longer, I think it's the perfect time to go for him. Yeah.
I've heard that we did go in for him, but the money wasn't.
Yeah.
Quite
I think that was one of the issues. Sorry, what is that, Jono?
well, maybe we've like unsettled him, saying like he wants to come to Leicester, but obviously he knows that we haven't got the funds at this time. He knows that.
Yeah.
He might have said, "Look, I'll stay in Italy till January, but then if you don't have the funds by January, then I'll stay." You know, or stay for the rest of the season. I don't know.
I think that was the thing with me. I think when we were looking at, apparently in the last week of the transfer, we were looking for a winger. I thought this is the time where we've got to be getting in someone that's going to be getting in this first 11 every week. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to disrespect Lookman and say that it's going to be awful. It's just something in the back of my head thinking it's going to be another under situation. But you know what? I'd shove him in the deep end. I'd put him in tomorrow. I think O'Brien's more of a player to bring on a bigger impact. But I think tomorrow we'll have to start Lookman now. Obviously, we brought him in as the kind of key signing for position we needed. But is that what everyone thinks? Obviously, people in the chat are saying that. Where we got here, evening. Think Lookman will start with Daka. Can you see Daka starting, everyone? Or
this is what I was going to bring up. If
after that goal he scored in training,
yeah,
I'll take that.
Yeah, talk about Maddison being out because of his performance. The last few games, Vardy was pretty awful in the Norwich game. Would that be? I think Daka is looking more up for it. Do you think Daka will be a good replacement for Vardy, considering the attitude from last game?
I think that it's just I don't know. I think that obviously, like I said, everyone's saying that he's setting in Daka in, and it's not something that I think someone said about Verney last year for Chelsea. They just chucked him in the deep end. Wasn't playing too well, and everyone was getting on his back for not playing well. So I think we want to bring him in a good time where he probably can start showing some skill off and actually look like he's actually a decent player, and then he gets a bit of confidence going like Kletchy did when he came in. But I don't know. I wouldn't start with Daka, but there's got to be a time now, like soon in the next few weeks, where he has to come in either starting or an impact sub mainly every week.
Do you not think that?
I love a 4-4-2 formation, and I'm thinking against Man City, you've got to do a 4-4-2. You've got to do a 4-4-2, and so why not have Daka and Vardy both up front? I think they really would suit together well, and and really try and go for that, because we've got to try. Because the one thing that we did right against Man City last time, certainly in the away game at least, was the fact that we was attack, and they crumbled like that, and that's how we were able to score 5 past them. We need to do that again.
We can't sit back and take it.
No.
Since we're still injured at the moment.
It doesn't matter if you're then on the counter. You got to attack.
Yeah, that's fine. So I didn't go too much on kind of the transfer situation because the transfer window's gone. But just for us for now, and obviously I will bring Tom and Ross in after. But would you start Lookman tomorrow?
Yeah, well, you've got no Perez, so
1,000,000%.
I think you'd have to, wouldn't you? Unless you go to a formation where you play a back 3 or / back 5, and you do play Vardy and Daka or Iheanacho and Daka or whatnot. You want to have them sort of wingers on there, so you'd obviously have the full-back kind of positions there. But if we do play it for the back, I think you would have to start him, but that's fine. We will bring Tom in for the next topic. How are you, mate?
Not too bad, are you?
Yeah, good. So, obviously, Man City is tomorrow. What's your kind of overall thoughts on the game, and do you reckon we could do it tomorrow with the situation with the FA and all that kind of going on?
Well, being a typical Leicester fan, it's the hope that kills you, isn't it? So,
yeah,
pessimism and hope. It's Leicester at home. We should go out and attack, but the times when we played home matches where we've gone out and attacked against the big teams, it usually comes back to bite us, doesn't it?
But they haven't got a striker or
they haven't got a striker, but you look at that midfield they've got, the likes of De Bruyne, even, I know he's probably not going to start, but you bring Mahrez on. That midfield against our current midfield and defence, even though they are very good, they will just have us at 6 and 7s and will tear us apart.
Yeah, they've got five or six strikers, though, haven't they? Everybody in their midfield and front players that can all put the ball in.
Yeah, you could stick Grealish up as a striker and he'd still do the job. Right?
I forgot that Grealish.
The whole what's going on now with Soyuncu, I don't think he's playing particularly bad. throughout a game, he'll have 80 minutes where, other than the international last week, he'll have 80 minutes where Soyuncu manages the game well, he's pushing everything and reading the game well with what he's got, for saying he's only got Daniel Amarty next to him. But then he's having a couple minutes where he's switching off because he's still only 25. He's not got that head like Bertrand on the right, or he's not got Evans with him who can go, don't worry, lad, if you go forwards, I'll drop back into your position to cover you. So someone like hopefully Bertrand and Evans coming back in the next couple of weeks, Soyuncu's form should hopefully fall back into its usual situation.
I hope he's going to be back for this match.
Because not to be devil's advocate and point the finger at loads of Leicester fans, but people currently are just looking for, well, who can we nail down and go, he's the reason we're losing?
Perez
was it? Perez is out now. Personally, I have no problem with Perez. I don't think he's a bad player. I think
I think you're right. For me, I didn't think he was a bad player. He just, like I say, we just got down him because he kept playing in the wrong position, wrong area. And obviously, I know we can't get put in the right position because we've got too much quality there. But it's just obviously we had no one to cover that place other than Gazelle. But I'm guessing they would rather have Perez over Gazelle. Obviously, it's a mix and match. But
Perez is out now, so the next person to play in is now Maddison and Soyuncu. If those two were to say get injured tomorrow or get red carded, who's then the player the fans go, well, it's his fault? Is it then?
I won't go to a player. I'll go to the manager.
Am I right on saying though, Lookman is actually a winger?
He is now. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but he's actually a striker. But
he can play across. Winger, isn't he? He can play across the whole field. He's more honestly. He's actually more of a left-sided player.
Newcastle, he was played as a striker, so you've got a situation where he's never really fit in. Like when he has played well, he's dropped into that role next to Vardy as like a 2 up front, hasn't he? They've been his best matches.
We will get a few comments in the chat. Obviously, people are saying that Barnes, Sumer, and Didi and Yuri play in the middle. Yes, obviously that is a 4-4. I'm guessing 4-4-2 kind of positioning for that maybe, or swing a bit different there. Brendan will introduce Daka slowly. Be patient. Yes, I've said that. I don't think he wants to shove him in, and then if he does badly, we get our backs on him. Really, we don't want that to happen. Vardy is always an awesome provider, very clever footballer. Yes, and I think that's the one thing we're going to have tomorrow. If Scott Carson does start, I think he'll be the one to really go after him because he knows that it's a loose position for them, and it's the same for us really. Obviously, Sunju hasn't had the best of games. We spoke about it, but like I say, we can't get on his back because players do have a bad game here and there.
Well, it's probably just Carson isn't. He's getting on, but he's not the worst keeper. I have seen him play a few times. When Carson's playing well, he can pull out some good saves. But it's what's going to go against Carson it'll be his speed. Vardy will be able to get things quicker than him. But I
wouldn't be shocked if there's a situation where the keeper comes out, Vardy gets the ball first, and we get a penalty because of it. I don't know why. It just seems like a Scott Carson thing to do because he's getting older there. But yeah, that's fine. Obviously, moving on to kind of the lineups and whatnot now. Do we all think that Amarty is going to get shoved out now? We've got a pretty much full back line secured in injuries now. Because you know what, I'd still back Amarty for some reason.
Don't get me wrong. Like, if he does start, I won't be disappointed. I think he's proved to be decent enough to start.
Yeah,
but he can score from corners.
I'll be disappointed if he does start, knowing that we've got our strongest back four apart from Fofana and Justin back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then on that,
when you're playing Man City, you've got to give the best you can possibly get. Amarty's not quite there yet. So I'm not saying he won't be, but at the moment he's not quite there yet.
But would you risk?
If everyone's been getting Soyuncu for struggling and not playing well enough, Amarty, realistically, in those matches he looked at a very good defender. He was very good. He was a very good defender until he got injured against West Ham. couple of seasons back. So would you not go, well, Soyuncu's playing badly, Evans is
Drop
back,
him out, yeah.
Soyuncu on the bench, and Marty, you're going to be the starting defender.
I think the thing that I'm looking at is that apparently Evans and Vestergaard won't ever be 100% fit for tomorrow. Would you risk that, or would you use them later on in the game when they're hopefully when we're maybe 1-0 up or 2-0 up, just defend it out and we know we've got the quality there, and then to do it? I would start with a Marty and then bring them in to secure the win if we are in that sort of position. But Ross, obviously, I've joined you in. What's your thoughts on?
I've been tearing my hair out in Gorilla, I tell you. Oh, right. So let me get a couple of things. Number one, he will not play Daka and Vardy straight away. If it's going to be any two strikers, it's going to be Nacho and Vardy. Bring Daka on as that secret weapon, as they say. That's one thing. Number two, Amati does not deserve to lose his position because until we lose horrendously, I know we lost to West Ham, but obviously we redeemed ourselves against Norwich. Until he's been sent off or he's had a shocker, we've lost 10-0, he keeps his position. And I shut up, Jack. So, and they don't change a winning side unless there's injuries. So, and let's not forget, when we played Manchester City a year ago, when we beat them 5-2, was I right in saying that Amati was actually in the squad, in the team? Am I not correct? And everyone was like negativity. We were everyone was bashing him. Next minute, we win 5-2. So that is my answer. Amati should keep his place. Yeah, Leicester might be back, or John Evans might be back, but don't bring him back instantly. Bring him at the right time, because if you bring him back too quickly, it's going to happen again. Last year, we brought back Ricardo and Soyuncu at the exact same time in that Europa League match against Zerg, or whatever you call them, and they both got injured in the same game within 20 minutes. So they need to bring him back slowly. Don't put me straight into the team. Keep it there, and then obviously because let's not forget we've got 3 games coming up in the next week. Within what 8 days? Manchester City, which I believe we're going to win. Napoli, I believe we're going to win. Let's not forget that's our first Europa League game with fans in since 2000.
Yeah.
The last time
can you drop me out, Reedy? I've got to shoot.
Yeah, no worries. Cheers.
I'll see you at the ground tomorrow.
Yes, we'll do. See you in a minute, mate. So
if I abruptly leave, it's because I've got to come back in a second.
All right. But yes, obviously we have spoke about the lineups and whatnot. Amati for me has to start. Chris, did you say that you would start Amati, or would you be with the situation now the players are back in? You'd put the back players back in.
You see, I wouldn't put both players back in. I would put Evans back in because I know that Soyuncu misses him.
Yeah,
I know that Soyuncu misses him. When we all know when Soyuncu and Evans are at the back, they are rock steady. As soon as Evans goes off injured, Soyuncu then starts to lose it a little bit. So I honestly think put Evans back in, put Vestergaard on possibly later on in the match.
Don't bring back both.
Even Amati into the match. By all means, but I wouldn't start him. I would put Evans back in.
Yeah.
Soyuncu and Evans definitely should start at the back too, as Chris said. There's mistakes that Soyuncu and Amati have made against other teams. The mistakes that, like the Soyuncu back pass, those sort of mistakes will be even more punished by Man City. Like any small mistakes that, like a silly back pass or a bad tackle or anything like that, will be heavily punished. So we need someone with experience. We have to.
Thing is there a fact that maybe he was just having a bad 1 or 2 games? Obviously, I've been watching Brendan's press conference, and he was saying that it's just a player just have a bad day, a bad week, or he just has mistakes, and he just loses a bit of confidence. And then obviously from the West Ham game, and obviously now for Turkey, it's for me. I can't get on the back of him because obviously, like Tom said, he's been brilliant for a lot of times, and there's only an odd game here or there now that we're seeing. It could be a bit of a loose cannon, but for me, like I say, it's up to you. I kind of
would want that guidance, which Evans gives him.
Yeah,
he needs that guidance. He needs that. He Evans really gives his all when he's at defence, And when Soyuncu has made mistakes with Evans in the back, Evans has immediately cleared it up.
Yeah.
So I honestly think even if Soyuncu does make the odd little mistake or two, Evans will clear it up in a heartbeat. So that's why I say he needs that guidance.
Go on, Tom.
So I don't know. I'd have to disagree a bit because you look at what was our best match last season. Well, it wasn't really our best match, but the biggest match we played last season was the FA Cup final, wasn't it? Evans goes off 30 minutes injured. Not once did I see Soyuncu make a bad pass, make a mistake. He shepherded that game brilliant. He's 25. He's a 25-year-old lad. Realistically, in this situation, Soyuncu hasn't reached his peak yet. So psychologically, as a 25-year-old, he is more likely to switch off during matches. He's more likely to make mistakes. That's just basic sports psychology. So you've got a player here who has made a few mistakes, and now he's got every Leicester fan all over social media calling bloody murder and saying that he shouldn't be anywhere near the team sheet. And these players see it. We all know these players see all these comments, and people have slated him for all these mistakes. Every mistake he now makes is all over social media by fans, by all of us. So he comes into a match. He comes out tomorrow to a full King Power Stadium. The first thing in his head isn't going to be, right,
shit, I'm doing something wrong, yeah.
I'm playing against Man City, right. This is where I'm going to be. Make sure Marty's in the right position. Make sure Bertrand is. His first thing's going to be, shit, if I up today, there are 32,000 fans who are going to slate me and boo me, isn't there? If I give a penalty out, 32,000 fans are going to be calling bloody murder, and all over social media, Soyuncu fucks up to give Leicester loss, won't it?
Yeah. Like I say, it's all kind of opinion. It's all, like I say, I'm not going to put my back on Soyuncu. I think he'll play. I just don't know how the other positions in the back line are going to play. But I'm just glad now we've got pretty much a full choice to the back line. And like Jono said in the comment here, we can play a back five, and it's just, like I say, it's just if we want to play two strikers up front or how it lines up. But we will get into the last two topics of today, obviously the lineups and a question. So before we get into the lineups, I will put this question out from Jack. Probably this out. So does anyone know what the answer to this is?
Oh, I think I see this on BBC. I think I know it. It's win 2 home games on the trot at the beginning of the season.
You are correct.
Yeah.
Yes. And for me, when I first saw it, I thought, is that pretty bad? Or
well, we've won the FA Cup
more draws at the beginning of the season.
We won the first FA Cup for the first time, won the Community Shield since how long?
Yeah.
So I think, Leicester are known for breaking records. Let's break another one. Let's end another one.
I know what you mean.
Let's end another one.
Yeah. I don't know, in our Premier League winning season, our first few games were draws. Games were draws.
But right, so obviously lineups. Obviously, are we firstly saying that Brazilian players for them are going to play, or are we all saying you don't think it's going to happen tomorrow?
I feel like if they weren't going to play, something would have been confirmed by now.
Yeah.
It is realistically, in metaphorical terms, it is the 11th hour. The FIFA haven't come out and said anything, so I could see them playing unless they make it early tomorrow morning.
I just don't want to see it happen where obviously the Brazil versus Argentina game where it just went stop the play, get off the pitch, you're not playing after they've said they can't play. So
what's this said? What's this about the FA?
So the FA, because obviously apparently the Brazilian players went over to Brazil or wherever it was to play the game. They said they couldn't play, so after 5 days there, they had to cut them back to England, so they had to do another 5 days isolation here. But with that 5 days, they won't be able to play in time because obviously they're sending the 5 days. So, but they're saying if you have to do 10 days when you come back here, if you played over there, it'd be the same. So why are you only doing 5 days here, only 5 days there? So it's like it's just contradicting the 10 days isolation from coming back to a different country. But like I say, it's the point of do we want Stuttgart Carson to play in goal? I think most of us do. But the case of now is the Leicester team, do we see a back three? Do we see a back five? And what is your kind of full lineup, starting with John O'Con?
Michael in goal. Evans. So Evans still in due. Bertrand left back. Castagna right back. Barnes left wing. Lutman right wing. Ndidi CDM. Kieran and Yuri.
Yeah.
Mid and Vladi up front.
Okay, Chris.
Well, as I said, I love my 4-4-2, so I'm going to go with the 4-4-2. Schmeichel obviously in goal. Defense, I'm going to go for Ricky P, Evans, Sorenchu, and Castagna.
Okay.
Midfield, I'm going to go for Tielemans, Madison, Barnes, and Albrighton.
Okay.
And up front, I'll go for. I'm going to take a gamble. I'm going to go Daka and Martin.
Okay, and then Tom.
See, I think it's going to switch between a 5-2-3 and a 3-5-2. So he'll go 3-5-3. So he'll go probably Evans, Soyuncu, and Marty with probably Ricardo and Bertrand as the wingers who will drop back. And Didi and Tielemans in the middle, where then Bertrand and Ricardo will drop forward up to, and then probably Barnes, Vardy, and Dewsbury Hall.
Oh, okay. That's the thing that I've said before. The lineup for me at the moment, because obviously Barnes got fit, and obviously we didn't have the players at the back. We've always gone to a 4-3 because Barnes is back fit, and I think since he's been back fit, he's had to start. And obviously the formation kind of positions itself, but obviously now I probably would maybe drop Barnes just because he's not been the best player. So the first 3 game season, don't get me wrong, I think he's going to smash the league, but I think for me it's going to be a back 3/back 5, and then maybe bring him on later in the stage in the game to just kill them when they're down. So I'm going to go for Schmeichel. I think Ricardo will play now. He's back fit. I don't see anyone starting ahead of him, even if he is a bit iffy. I think he'll want to start against these. I'm going to go Soyuncu, Evans, and Amati. I'm not gonna not play Amati. He's done well for me. Bertrand, because I love how he plays going up and backwards. I love how he does that. He's still got the pace at like 28, whatever age he is. And then I think Ndidi, Tielemans, and Dewsbury Hall with. I want to see Vardy and Daka up front, but I don't think it's going to happen too soon. I think it'll be a Vardy and Iheanacho. Yeah, that is mine. So, obviously, another topic before we finish tonight's show, score lines. What are we thinking? Tom, we'll go with you first because we did you last time. Scoreline figures.
Well, I won't be able to watch the match, so I'll be waking up to it. So I want to wake up to something nice. So probably 2-1.
Yeah. 2-1 to Leicester, yeah?
Yeah, I need something good before I go work in the club again. I don't want drunk people when I'm sad from Leicester.
Chris?
Such a tough match as well. I'm going to have to do it in the voice. So, Leicester City 2, Manchester City 0.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say 2-2 then.
No, I'm not going for a Desmond. No. I'm going 2-0, and I think for the 2 goals, I'm going to go for a Vardy brace.
Yeah.
Because I know Vardy loves scoring against Man City.
Oh, yes, he does. And then, Jono, lastly, what is your scoreline for tomorrow?
Not going to like this. I'm going to go 3-1 to Man City.
Yeah, bye, John. Unbelievable, Jono.
I think the way we played this season so far, I don't think we've improved enough to play Man City when they've played phenomenal last few games. I don't think we're quite ready at our full potential yet. I think Vardy will score, but I don't think we'll win, personally.
I've said that as well. I think Jack got on the back of me when I said that if we're not at our best tomorrow, it could be a bit of a a demolition for them to us, because if we don't be our best, and the way we've played the first 3 games of the season, it's not been the best of quality. So we've got to be at our top game. Well, it's got to be at we've got to be our game if we want to be even competing with them tomorrow. And I think we can. It's just, I don't know, it's hard. But as time goes, we're all kind of going to the end of the show. Chris, I appreciate you joining, and we'll catch you whenever you come on next. Maybe my next show on next Friday, but we'll talk about Europa League that week. But yes, we'll see you next time, mate.
If I could just do one quick plug before I go.
Go on.
My radio show tomorrow night, 7 till 9 p.m. I'm going to be doing the top 10 from this week in 1996. You want to listen? It's pcrextra.co.uk.
There you go. And yes, we will catch you next time. See you in a bit, mate.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
And then, Jono, I appreciate you coming on tonight. Obviously, first on and then last out. So, appreciate you coming on. We've spoke about all the topics today. We've got Premier League back, mate. That's all we care about, really, isn't it? So,
that's fine.
I'm just glad it's back, and tomorrow we'll be back at the King Power. Well, I will anyway. 32,000 people in the stands, and hopefully getting this win. But I appreciate you joining, and we'll catch you next time, mate.
In a bit, man.
In a bit. So that is it. Obviously, there's a few things to say before we finish. Obviously, my show is on a Friday, and then obviously we've got a few other shows coming this week, and then obviously the big week next week started off the Europa League. But we have got obviously Saturday tomorrow, watch along show. Obviously, you got Elijah and Jono, the one who's just gone. Obviously now is on the watch along tomorrow. Then obviously the Lenju show on Sunday with Jamie, the Aftermath show. Then obviously the whole week again, with Monday being Phil's show, catching up on the weekend's games. Then you've got another show on Tuesday for the women's show with Jack, away fan show again with Jack for the week coming. So either the Napoli game or the Brighton game. Premier League prediction as well with Tom on Thursday, and then again with me on Friday. But I appreciate your joining today. Get your comment in the chat for your score predictions. Obviously, it has been Reedy on the show tonight, and we will have a few things here. But I don't know if these are happening now, but we have got the minute and the first goal to be scored. Obviously, I think that's the case, but if you want to do that, you might win. I'm not too sure if they are still going. And then obviously the pizza, predict the first goal scorer and a correct final score to win a pizza. I think they're all happening, but I wanted to put them out there just in case. But that is it. Appreciate you joining. And yeah, appreciate to all the people that have sponsored the channel, and I appreciate you all coming in, and we'll catch you all next time.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.